How do you think AI is going to transform the way that we use our smartphones?
In many ways. I think by AI you probably mean generative AI, because we've obviously been doing AI on our devices for years, but it's only really in the last year with the launch of our Dimensity 9300 in the flagship tier and the 8300 device in the premium tier that we've put the capability to run generative AI models on device. So for example, the Dimensity 9300, we've demonstrated the capability of running 7 and 13 billion large language model on the device. We've even shown that the platform is capable of running up to 33 billion, even larger.
Whoa, that's a big number.
Yeah, you need more memory, of course, to run those larger models.
Right.
But how are people going to use it? I think in a number of different ways. We've already seen, for example, a whole bunch of different use cases and applications around image generation, stable diffusion models.
True, yeah.
Where people are using it with examples to kind of enhance the picture that you might have taken from the camera.
That's right.
Removing objects that you don't want in the image.
I was going to mention that's something I do almost every day for my public social media posts.
Yeah, so you understand how the tools work, right?
Yeah.
And you use generative AI then to create the content and fill in the content that you've removed. Or to expand an image. Let's say you want to go out beyond the borders of what was taken in the image. Again, you can use generative AI to fill in that border. There's also, I think, an emerging class of applications around productivity. Taking notes, summarizing meetings, generating documents, generating email content, helping you be more productive in your work or in your personal life. I think there's a class of applications that I kind of call social media fun entertainment kind of applications that people can generate fun content and share with their friends.
Like I can turn myself into a cartoon character.
Exactly. We were demonstrating some of that, for example, at Barcelona last year, where you can generate some of those kind of artistic effects. And then I think there's probably two more areas. One, there's certainly a class of applications to help people who may have difficulties. So for example, if you are blind or have trouble seeing, some of those generative AI tools can be used to help you navigate the world better from your mobile device. And then I think what's going to stitch all of this together in the long run is a class of what we would call AI agents, or the smart life. Essentially a personal assistant living on your device, taking action on your behalf with access to your data and your preferences, your applications, what you want to achieve, but doing it in a way that's helpful to you, seamless, again maintaining privacy of data on your device, etc. So I remind people we're still less than a year into this adventure of generative AI on device. I think we're still seeing some of those use cases emerging.
How are you designing MediaTek's chipsets for this AI era?
I guess a few areas of focus for us. Probably the most obvious is what we call our NPU, our neural processing unit. And that's basically on-chip hardware, which we design ourselves to accelerate and run AI models efficiently on the edge, right? So lower power, better tokens per second, faster throughput, better execution to accelerate the models. So I mentioned already, on our Dimensity 9300, we can accelerate 7 billion, 13 billion, even up as far as 33 billion parameter large language models on device, right?
Wow.
Coupled with just the acceleration for the calculation, you also have to do a lot of careful memory management. So we've got some proprietary, what we call it, memory compression technology, which allows us to reduce the size of memory that's needed to store some of these large language models. Of course, memory is a fairly precious resource on these devices. So there's a lot of focus, I would say, on the chipset side, on the hardware side, to accelerate some of these AI models. Beyond that, to make this really kind of applicable and deployable, we also have our own SDK. We call it Neuropilot, Software Development Kit. It's something that we work with our customers and with the third parties and the developers in the ecosystem. That allows them to build applications using the on-chip capability. So it's a set of tools to allow them to compile, run, accelerate the models on device. And I would say probably the third aspect of what we do now is work with the ecosystem of model providers. Obviously, there are companies like Google, Meta, Ali, Baidu, Baichuan in China, who are developing large language foundation models.
Right.
We work with all of them to make sure that those are tuned and optimized to run on our hardware. So again, OEMs,
great.
developers can take advantage of that.
That's definitely really cool.